Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now you will notice from the bottom of the screen or around the page that this channel has a new name, and I am going to explain exactly why. So first of all, I just want to explain why this channel has been inactive for the last 8 months. Basically, in my retail job, I got offered the chance to work Monday to Friday in the early morning as a cover for a guy that had gone to do a union position for 6 months. That was supposed to have ended in November. I actually got kept on for an extra few weeks to cover the Christmas period, but because of the early hours I was on, I was getting up uh, 6:15 every morning to get into work for 8 a.m. I'd be working till 12, or sometimes with overtime 2:30, sometimes 5:30. So by the time I was finishing work, I wasn't really in the best mood. I'd either be sleeping or just relaxing. Wasn't in the mood or right frame of mind to be shooting videos, and come weekends got family around, so I didn't have much time anyway to be recording, so that's why this channel's been absent. But I am back on my old weekend shift pattern that recommenced on New Year's Eve of all days. So now is finally the right time to restart vlogging on this channel. Now, as far as the new name goes, I realised during my absence that the name was perhaps a little bit hard for new viewers to find or to understand how to pronounce it. Hence why I've decided to change the name from Steve's Media to Blue Geek Reviews. And why Blue Geek Reviews? Well, because two of my favourite sporting teams, which are Everton FC, who are an English football club or soccer club for Americans or foreigners, and the New York Giants, who play in the NFL, they both wear blue. And blue happens to be one of my favourite colours, even though I'm wearing black at the moment. And I am a self-certified geek. So it made sense to rename the channel. So, as it relates to the channel itself, there will be some changes. It won't just be pickups videos. I will try and do a few different ideas, maybe countdowns, some reviews, um, and other little bits and bobs that I still need to work the kinks out on. But as it relates to now, this video is just a brief explanation of why I've not been vlogging, why the channel has changed its name, and now we are going to move forward with a massive pickup video. Basically, all you're going to see is stuff that media I got for Christmas, media and other bits that I've bought since Christmas. So we'll go backwards to forwards and start with my most recent pickups, which came courtesy of Amazon. I actually got quite a fair bit of Amazon vouchers off my sister and one of my cousins. So I'd signed up for a free trial. Just before Christmas, I received a free trial for Amazon Prime, which I didn't activate until just after Christmas because of a few internet issues, which have now been resolved, thankfully. So I was on there, I think Thursday night. Yep, late Thursday night. I built up a wish list and decided to pick out some items to buy to get the ball rolling on uh, spending these vouchers. And thanks to Amazon Prime one day delivery, I actually received them on Saturday morning. So first two things I'm going to show you are two Blu-rays that I picked up. These were pretty cheap, and they're both releases from one of my favourite home video companies, Eureka. I do have quite a few Eureka titles in my collection. So these two, I've been contemplating them for a while, waiting for them to drop down the price. They were finally at a price that I really thought was a pretty good deal. So I jumped on them. And the first title is The Man Who Could Cheat Death. And this stars one of my favourite horror actors, the late great Christopher Lee. And it's directed by Terence Fisher, who was behind some of the Hammer horror films. I don't believe this is a Hammer film. I could be wrong. Oh no, it is actually a Hammer production. It's from 1959, and it's basically about a doctor and amateur sculptor who maintains his youth by killing a young woman every 10 years and replaces his parathyroid glands with his victims. And it's made them live for over 100 years. And basically his collaborator has aged and he goes in search of a new one by blackmailing Christopher Lee's character. It sounds really cheesy, sounds really dark, pretty much in tune with all the Hammer films. Special features, brand new 1080p high definition transfer, optional English subtitles, exclusive new video interviews with Kim Newman, who's a brilliant writer of The Macabre, author and historian Jonathan Rigby, and a 28-page booklet, which I'll show you in just a second, featuring writing by author Marcus Hearn, who was behind the book The Hammer Story, The Authorised History of Hammer Films. So it is a to this set, it's a Blu-ray DVD combo. That is the new artwork that Eureka have designed for this set. And there on the inside is the Blu-ray disc, and then the DVD disc in green. There's the booklet featuring the similar two-tone, dropping everything, if we just fold that out, same two-tone artwork that's on the front, and it's basically just gives you details on the castings, some production photos, and writing. Look, the poster artwork, and of course with all Eureka single disc releases you do get a reversible cover, and that's the original artwork. I'm probably going to keep this artwork because it looks a little bit better as I drop my microphone. So that, I think I ended up paying around $7.99, $8.99, something like that. Not a bad deal. considering Eureka releases are generally in the £10 and up bracket. But the second film I picked up was an even cheaper release. This was only £6.99. I'm not really too familiar with this type of movie, but it looked interesting. It's a subsection of the horror genre that I do enjoy watching, and that is the Blackula collection. Basically, blaxploitation. Not really too familiar, as I said, but it looked interesting. The price was very favourable. Basically, it's about an African prince who visits Count Dracula seeking help to end the slave trade, and winds up being cursed by the Count and becoming a version of a vampire, aka Blackula. So this comes with both films, Blackula and Scream, Blackula Scream. The latter film features Pam Grier, who was most famous for being in the TV show The L Word and the Quentin Tarantino film Jackie Brown. And what you get here is a 3-disc set. You actually get the 2 films on the 1 Blu-ray disc, and then you get them on their own standard DVD sets. I'll show you the booklet and the alternate artwork in just a second, but the special features you get brand new 1080p transfers of both films on the Blu-ray, progressive DVD encodes, optional subtitles, trailers for both films. Kim Newman features again, giving exclusive introductions to both films, and the 32-page booklet featuring writing by Josiah Howard, the author of Blaxploitation Cinema, the essential reference guide. And you also get reprints of original Blackula ephemera and archival imagery. So as I said, there's the booklet. There is the titular character on the front, and again on the inside, and much like The Man Who Cheated Death, it's basically writing and production images. And again, the reversible artwork, as I knock everything again. I'm probably going to keep the main cover again, as this one just seems a little bit too generic. So that is another 2 films for my Eureka collection. Just put everything back together. Another little flash of what I was just previously showing you. And the last of the 3 pickups I got from Amazon is a graphic novel, and this again was dirt cheap. This was about £7.50, and it's it's part of the Spider-Man universe, and I couldn't pass it up because these are well, one of the two stars of this novel is one of my favourite villains from the Marvel Universe. It is Venom versus Carnage. It's basically a four-part miniseries, which it's basically a crossover battle between both of the evil symbiotes, Venom and Carnage, which it um, also features Spider-Man, of course, and Black Cat. And what basically happens is Carnage is about to produce an offspring of his own, and it's up to Venom basically to stop him. But the artwork is just fantastic in this. I haven't had to sit down and read it just yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. So that is everything I picked up from Amazon. And then last Monday, oh, in fact, was it last Monday? No, last Thursday it was. In actual fact, I had a HMV voucher from Christmas. There are a couple of titles that I bought earlier last week with that same voucher, but this is where I spent the last of it on, so definitely going in reverse. This is a film I've had my eye on Amazon for a few years now. It's a Hitchcock classic. I don't have too many Hitchcock films. In fact, I think the only Hitchcock film I have is Psycho, which is an absolute classic. But every 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 film website, every film video I've seen says this is one film to definitely check out. That is the 60th anniversary edition of Rear Window, starring James Stewart and Grace Kelly. And one of the reasons I wanted this is because I think it was good 15, 20 years ago, The Simpsons actually parodied this for an episode. What it's basically about is a professional photographer played by Stewart, who's left wheelchair bound with a broken leg. And while going about his daily business of basically spying on his neighbours, he starts to suspect his salesman neighbour has committed a murder against his own wife. And it's basically him and Grace Kelly's character to try and investigate whether he's just delusional because of being trapped indoors for so long, or it actually happened. Special features on this: you get a documentary called Rear Window Ethics, a conversation with the screenwriter John Michael Hayes, another featurette called Pure Cinema Through the Eyes of the Master, Breaking Barriers to Sound of Hitchcock, excerpts from an interview with Hitchcock and a guy called Truffaut, a featurette called Masters of Cinema. Ironically, it's not released by Eureka. Feature commentary with John Thorwell, the author of Hitchcock's Rear Window, the well-made film. Production photography, the theatrical trailer, and a re-release trailer narrated by Stewart. So this looks a really good set as far as special features go. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the film itself. I think I paid $8.99 for this, which is not a bad deal. It's part of HMV's 3 for £20 offer. Um, as we're talking HMV, might as well show you what I got with the rest of the voucher earlier last week. First title is the only DVD I've got from this haul, and this in fact is the only way to get this film on home video in this country. It is on Blu-ray in the US, but here in the UK it's only on DVD. I've heard pretty mixed things about this film, and it's a bit muddled in terms of the timeline for the film franchise it belongs to. But I do have all the other films in this series in my collection, so of course I had to pick this up. This was $7.99, and that is Leatherface, and this is another prequel basically to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know which Texas Chainsaw it belongs as a prequel to, because there was the 2003 remake which had its own prequel called The Beginning, and then you had the last film that came out, Texas Chainsaw, which was a sequel to the 1973 film. Actually, the start of the film actually picks up from the end of the 1973 film. So I'm going to assume this is a prequel to the original. Not too many recognisable names in this film. There's Stephen Dorff, who was in the first Blade film, and probably the more famous name in it is Finn Jones from Game of Thrones and Iron Fist and Defenders, the Marvel Netflix series. But I'm willing to give this a watch. I'll probably wait until October for my horror movie month to watch this if I don't see it sooner. But special features, yeah, an alternate opening, alternate ending, deleted scenes, and a featurette on the making of the film. The other pickup I got with the HMV voucher is another graphic novel, and this one is a DC novel. It is Justice League: Their Greatest Triumphs. This is more the modern day New 52 Justice League, as it features the oldest story featured in this is Altered Egos from JLA number 33 back in 1999. The most recent one is Fear the Reaper from Justice League Rebirth number 1 from 2016. The other stories featured Justice League, the story from Justice League number 1 in 2011. Yesterday, Today and Tomorrow from Justice League of America number 1 from 2006. Throne of Atlantis from Justice League number 16 from 2013. Forever Heroes from issue 29 in 2015, and Maintenance Day from JLA number 107 from 2004. So, as I said, it's more the modern day Justice League comics rather than the vintage one, but the artwork, again, as with all the modern day comics, is just stunning. Full quality, glossy imagery, and usually with these types of graphic novels, you get alternate covers. This one doesn't, but I'm definitely looking forward to reading that. And sticking with the comic theme, one of my favourite comic book series to collect at the moment. If you've been familiar with this channel, you know how much I love this series. As the most recent issues of Boom Studios' Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comics, we have issues 21 and 22. As I said, this has been a fantastic story. It's basically a new telling of the events post Green with Evil, when Tommy the Green Ranger turned good and rejoined the team. We see some alternate timelines involved within the story. That one of the more recent arcs the way through this run was an alternate timeline where an alternate universe Tommy actually stayed with the forces of darkness despite having the spell over him broken, and he melded the Green Ranger power with the White Ranger power to become a new Ranger and a new bad guy for the series called Lord Dracon. Of course, this year is the 25th anniversary of the premiere of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Power Rangers franchise in the West. And as part of that, Boom are actually doing a multi-crossover event story beginning in a perfectly timed issue 25, which will also cross over into the spin-off series Go Go Power Rangers. I'll feature Rangers from all different timelines, so you get some of the post MMPR teams joining the storyline, which is being called Shattered Grid. So that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. And the last two pickups going backwards for the past week. I was rooting through local pound shop in my city centre. I'm always in there checking out the movies. Some of them titles not really interested in, or stuff I do own, but they'll occasionally come up with some real surprises, particularly in the Blu-rays. And when I was looking through them, these two popped up. Really wasn't expecting them. For £1 each, I thought, why not pick them up? The first one is a film I actually streamed online after it hit the home video market. It's very controversial. There's a lot of storm kicked up over this. I didn't actually, I didn't mind it, excuse me, but I wasn't a big fan of it either. But for £1, for what it is, I couldn't pass it up. There's the 2016 reboot of Ghostbusters. As I said, could have been better, could have been a lot worse. It's definitely watchable, but I'll put it that way. And there's a lot of nods to the original Ghostbusters. But this is actually the Blu-ray 3D Blu-ray digital copy combo pack, which for the pound is an absolute steal. What you get in it is the Blu-ray, the bonus disc, and the 3D disc, along with the digital copy. As far as special features go, the main special features are the theatrical and extended cut of the film, 2 filmmaker commentaries, 15 minutes of bloopers, 30 minutes of alternate takes, 4 deleted scenes, and a behind the scenes featurette. And on the bonus disc, you get another 30 extended and alternate scenes, more alternate takes, supernatural featurette, and a photo gallery. And the other title that I wasn't expecting to see but I couldn't pass up was Minions. I actually went to see this in the cinema when it came out. Absolutely loved it. I do love the Despicable Me films, as you'll see in my next batch of pickups. As far as special features go, you get 3 mini movies which you do with all of Illumination Entertainment's film releases. You also get Jingle Bells Minion style, an interactive map, and a documentary about Illumination called Behind the Goggles. This is definitely a fun movie. If you love Despicable Me 1 and 2, you'll love this. This is just strictly focused on the Minions, particularly the 3 main minions here, Kevin, Stuart and Bob. Basically, if you don't know what the story is about, there's a hilarious intro to the film that goes through the history of where the Minions where they come from, and all the past masters they've been to, and basically go in search of a new master. Come across the villainous Scarlet Overkill, voiced by Sandra Bullock. And basically they try and win her over to be their master to save all the minions from extinction, basically. So that was everything I've picked up in the past week, and now onto what I picked up for Christmas as I go past the 30-minute mark. The first 3 titles are another 3 titles for my ever-growing Charlie Chaplin collection. These are all the... Basically, I'm trying to get all the Chaplin films that have been released to Blu-ray. There's 11 in all that were put out both individually and in one box set. These 3 films take me up to, I think 5 now. So I just have another 6 films plus the 2 short film box sets, one of which was released by BFI, I'm not sure who released the other one, and the biopic starring Robert Downey Jr. Well, the 3 titles I've picked up I got for Christmas. First up is 1952's Limelight. And basically about a washed up old man from a music hall star saves his neighbour from committing suicide and nurtures ballerina back to health and basically helps her get confidence back to return to the stage. What you get as far as special features go, Chaplin Today on Limelight, an introduction by David Robinson, an unfinished film called The Professor Chaplin Home Movies. An unfinished film called The Professor, Chaplin Home Movies, a deleted scene. Chaplin reads extracts from footlights, trailers, and extracts from all the films in Chaplin collection. The second title is from 1928, and that is The Circus. This one is about the little tramp getting hired by a circus and becoming the main attraction by being a bumbling goof, basically. What you get special features for this is another Chaplin Today feature on the circus, introduction by David Robinson, extracts from all the films in the collection, rushes from the circus, outtakes and trailers. And then the last film is from 1942, and that is The Gold Rush. And this marked the return of Chaplin's Little Tramp to the big screen, as he's seeking fortune in hidden gold mines of Klondike. It becomes a humorous adventure as he gets mistaken by a shaper prospector for a giant chicken, which sounds bizarre, but that's Chaplin for you. So special features with this, you get a Chaplin Today feature on the film, an introduction again by David Robinson as with all the Chaplin films, extracts again, an ABC on Chaplin featurette called The Visitors, and the French trailer for the film. The next title I picked up came just a little bit too late for my Christmas movie watching, but when I saw this coming out, I did actually have it on DVD for a while. I think I got rid of it. I think I might still have it. I'm not too sure. But when I seen it was coming out on Blu-ray, I definitely wanted it in my collection because it's generally considered one of the early pace setters of the slasher genre, and that is Black Christmas. This is the 1974 original version, and it was put out by 101 Films. Basically, it's about a sorority who was stalked by an anonymous caller. It stars the main two stars on it are Margot Kidder, who will go on to be Lois Lane in the Superman films later in the 70s, and John Saxon, who was famous at the time for playing Gomez on the Addams Family, and will go on to appear as Nancy's dad in Nightmare on Elm Street. It's a dual format release, and what you get is a basic poster, which is just the title with this art with this bloodied bauble, You get Blu-ray, the Blu-ray and the DVD, and you get a reversible sleeve which has the original artwork, which I might actually replace with. In terms of the special features, some of these can be a bit difficult to get back in. So basically the special features are a featurette called Film and Fairs Remembering Black Christmas with Art Hindle. Another reflection piece called Victims and Virgins with Lynn Griffin. A feature called The Black Christmas Legacy. Original TV and radio spots, and a Blu-ray exclusive 40th anniversary reunion panel from Fan Expo Canada in 2014. So, if you've never seen this film, I definitely recommend it. If you love suspenseful and slasher films, definitely check that one out. The next one is a classic. I do own this. I do own the original on DVD. I actually own both films as one set, and I have this film as a separate DVD. When I saw another one of my favourite home video companies, Arrow, were bringing this one out, definitely had to check this one out. And of course, John Carpenter's The Thing. Loved that new artwork. Basically, it's about a research team headed by the legendary Kurt Russell that gets menaced by a shape-shifting alien, basically. And as of all Arrow releases, is stacked with extras. You get 4K restoration, subtitles, audio commentary by podcasters Mike White from the projection booth, Patrick Bromley from F This Movie, and El Goro from Talk About Rhythm. Audio commentary with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. An all-new documentary by Ballyhoo Motion Pictures called Who Goes There in Search of the Thing. A brand new retrospective documentary by the same company called 1982 One Amazing Summer, looking at the summer film releases from 1982. An archival documentary on the making of the film called John Carpenter's The Thing, Terror Takes Shape. The 35th anniversary panel at the 2017 Texas Frightmare Weekend, which featured director of photography Dean Cundy and stars Thomas Waite, Keith David, and Wilford Brimley. A short film tribute called The Thing 27,000 Hours by Sean Hogan, with optional audio commentary by Hogan and Arrow Video podcast hosts Sam Ashurst and Dan Martin. Newly produced fan featurettes, annotated production archive, outtakes, trailers, and of course, with all Arrow films, the reversible artwork with the classic artwork from the DVD releases. I think I'm going to keep the new artwork just to keep all my releases of the thing unique from each other. Of course, you also get the postcards. This one is for JD's Revenge and features some of the other Arrow releases on the back, and the booklet, which features brilliant artwork with Kurt Russell, and it's just some notes and production and images. The next title is a bit of a giveaway considering what I've just shown you. It is, of course, Despicable Me 3. Definitely I missed the chance to go and see this in the theatres when it came out, so definitely wanted to get it on Blu-ray. It looked really funny from the trailers, so definitely can't wait to check it out. So as special features, again, a mini movie, the features, yeah, making of developing Drew, which is Gru's twin brother in this film. A Do It Sing Along, Free Done Your Visitors Guide, Despicable Me TV, Minion Moments, character profiles, Minion mugshots, and more. You also get a digital copy. Another one I missed in theatres, which I'm gutted about because this was the Marvel movie I was most looking forward to besides Guardians of the Galaxy last year, is Spider-Man Homecoming. As I've said, Spider-Man, one of my all-time favourite comic book characters, which is a bit weird considering I'm definitely afraid of spiders. It's just one of those bizarre things. But I loved Tom Holland's performance as Spider-Man in Captain America's Civil War, so definitely looking forward to checking out his solo album. As far as special features go, deleted and extended scenes, 10 in all, cast gag reel, pop-up factoid track called the Spidey Study Guide, alternate Captain America PSAs, because Chris Evans makes a cameo in this film. Aftermath, filmmakers bridge the gap from the Battle of New York. A featurette on how Spidey's been reintegrated into the MCU, and more. And what you also get, which I was a bit confused about when I first opened this because I wasn't sure how. I thought it'd be much thicker considering what it was advertising, but you do get a comic book, or rather in this case a booklet, with a short story called School of Shock. It's only very thin, very small, so definitely can't wait to check this one out. I'm probably going to get around to watching it within the next couple of days. The next one, another sentimental pickup. When the first of these two releases came out, I got that, absolutely loved it. It's based on a show I pretty much grew on, featuring another one of my favourite comic book characters. There's Batman vs Two-Face. If you're not familiar with these Batman animated features, it's basically this and Return of the Cape Crusaders are basically set in the 1966 Batman universe, the classic TV show. And it's sentimental for the fact that this is the final time Adam West, the late great Adam West, played Batman. Uh, basically, introduces Two-Face into this Batman universe, voiced by the one and only Captain Kirk himself, William Shatner. The trailer looked brilliant. Uh, Reviews of Reddit said it's even better than Return of the Cape Crusaders. What you get is, as far as special features go, The Wonderful World of Burt Ward, Burt Ward on being starstruck, Burt Ward on ambition, Julie Newmar on inspiration, the tribute panel to Adam West from Comic Con International last year, and a feature called Knock Knock Mr. Joker. Definitely looking forward to checking that one out. And the final pick up, as we are coming up to an hour for this video, is another one I was looking forward to checking out. This is basically a continuation stroke reboot of the original films from this franchise. We have Shin Godzilla. Now, this is in no relation to the 2014 Godzilla film. This is actually a reboot of the classic Japanese Godzilla films by Toei. Toho rather. And yeah, it's basically your basic Godzilla monster film. What makes this one unique, which I'm actually considering doing, is as both the English dub and the original Japanese version. As the Japanese version, which I'm most likely going to watch because that's how these films are best viewed. And what you get as far as extras, there isn't much. You get pre-visuals and outtakes, pre-visual reel, and a featurette on the effects breakdown. So definitely looking forward to checking this one out. And this was put out for the UK market by Manga, who also put out the awesome Transformers the Movie 35th Anniversary Blu-ray set last year. So definitely want to pick up if you're a Godzilla fan. And that is it for this comeback video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will make the new title more accessible for search engines. So if you have stumbled onto this video, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because there will be new content coming. Links will be down below to my Instagram page. My Instagram page is keeping the old Steve's Media title, but it will have I will gradually be putting up some pickups before I shoot a video, so keep your eyes peeled from that. At the moment it's just random pictures. There's some old pictures of when I was doing my horror movie marathons the past 2 years. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I've been the Blue Geek. This has been Blue Geek Reviews. Take care.